welcome to the City of Cedar Falls Planning and Zoning Commission meeting for Wednesday, October 12th of 2022. Call the meeting to order. Can we get a roll call, please?
Chrisman, Gripovich, Hartley,
Here.
Holst,
Here.
Larson,
Here.
Leeper, Lynch,
Here.
Moser,
Here.
Saul.
Here.
All right, we have a quorum. Approval of minutes from last meeting.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion, a second. All in favor, say
Aye.
Aye.
all opposed, same sign. Okay, that is approved. This is the part of the meeting for public comment for anything that is not on the agenda tonight. If we have anyone here that would like to speak, I see no takers. I'll move on to old business. There's no new old business for this meeting, but new business. Final plat, terrace at West Glen, second edition. And who do we get the pleasure of hearing today?
That's me. My name is Michelle Peasley, Senior Planner at City of Cedar Falls. Or Planner 3, sorry. So the applicant is requesting a final plat for terraces at West Glen, second edition. The property is located west of Dry Run Creek, south of 12th Street, and east of Union Drive. The application came in first as a rezoning from A1's agricultural zoning district to an RP, which is the planned residence district, with a master plan to include 6 parcels within the 42 acres. And shown on to the right is the master plan, and the color coding is based off of their foundations. So anything that's in red is a walkout basement, a teal is the regular basement, and then a mustard has no basements. In the same year, the preliminary plat was approved, consisting of 6 lots, and then the final plat for first edition was approved with 2 lots. One of those, and the track is the stormwater detention. So reviewing the final plat, second edition, we find that it consists of 3 lots, and proposing 16 1 to 2 unit dwellings and 2 large multi-unit dwellings. Lot 1 does have a 500-year floodplain, and that is 18% of the lot. The plat includes extending Peters Parkway north of Kettles Crossing, extension of Sonoma Drive, and the creation of Tenry Terrace. As I already mentioned, that stormwater track, it is located on the southeast of the intersection of Kettler's Crossway and Peters Parkway. And that is a open detention basin that will collect water from the streets and the lots on the west side of Dry Run Creek. The storm sewers were installed in the right-of-way, and those storm sewers are part of the development to accommodate the 25-year storm events. The proposed detention basin will address both the water quality and quantity for stormwater runoff, and it's been approved by the engineering division. There is a 30-foot setback from Union Road and 20-foot setback from local streets. The project also included a letter of map revision expanding the flood water carrying capacity of the creek. Staff finds that the project is consistent with the preliminary plat and recommends approval with making sure all the paperwork is signed before it goes to city council and any other requirements. And that concludes my presentation and I'm available for any questions.
Thank you very much. Is there any, or the applicant like to speak to this item? I see no takers.
They are here.
Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak to this item? I see no takers. I'll bring this back to the commission. Any discussion here?
There's really no changes from the preliminary plat, right? I mean,
Correct, everything's,
pretty much just executed everything as we discussed at that point. So I think it's pretty straightforward. I would make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on this item? And this is a roll call vote, I assume?
Saul,
Aye.
Moser,
Aye.
Lynch,
Aye.
Larson,
Aye.
Holst,
Aye.
Hartley.
Aye. That is approved and moves on to council. Next item is College Hill Neighborhood Overlay Design Review, a facade change.
Yes, that would be me, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
So yes, it's a College Hill neighborhood design review for a facade update at 817 West 23rd Street. As you can see, this is in the heart of the College Hill district. It's on West 23rd Street and also has a frontage along College Street. So the applicant's proposal here is to upgrade the facade for a new business, and the part of the proposal includes to have a mural / painted artwork on a space theme. And then mural will be done by artists, and I think the applicant is planning to host a competition and invite several artists, and mural will be selected. But as far as we are concerned, I think this is part of the review because of College Hill neighborhood overlay guidelines. A mural is to be reviewed by Planning and Zoning and City Council before they can execute the same. And I think this business is about an Astro Esports Lounge, which is more of a gaming place for the area. And as you can see on this screen, the pink color is the area where they would be putting the mural. And they are putting it in a way that it wraps around two facades. So the main facade would have about 70 square feet of mural, and the next facade, which is a side facade, there's no square footage unknown, but the maximum they can have is 99 square feet based on the area calculation. So that is something that they want. And the two graphics that you can see on your screen, I think are just possibly the options or murals that will be put up on those walls. Along with it there is also a wall sign being proposed, but it's not part of our review here. With that, city staff has reviewed the proposed design review application and recommends approval with any comments and direction specified by Planning and Zoning Commission and confirming to all city staff recommendations. Thank you. I believe the applicant may be here. If not, I'm here for answering any questions you may have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Is the applicant here and like to speak to this item? I do not see any takers. Anyone from the public? Also no takers. So I will bring this back to commission for any discussion or motion.
So this, JD, this building, the two elevations, is the one facing College Street and one
Facing-
perpendicular.
No, I think so.
23rd Street.
So if you see closely, so I think the main facade of this business is along West 23rd, and then there is a side facade that is the way that people are accessing the parking lot that is behind.
Yep, I missed that. Okay.
None of the facade is on College Street.
But that is a block building on the side, right?
Yes.
And it's brick on the front, right?
And does the ordinance on 70 or 99 square feet, does that specifically address murals, or is that just signage? Or I'd like a little bit of clarification, I guess, as to where that line's drawn, or if there is a line drawn in the ordinance.
Sure. So yes, basically it does not directly specify murals, but it is the amount of area is 1/3 area of the surface to which it is affixed. So what that means is murals are considered as part of mural wall signs. So which is why we are giving that calculation, and that calculation is based on the length and the height of the wall to which they will be putting up.
So it's above and beyond the ordinance, what the ordinance allows for a sign, if it's being considered a sign. Is that right?
No.
No. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say. So it is lumped in, murals are lumped in with wall signs in the definition in the College Hill overlay. And so we calculated based on the maximum size of a wall sign in the College Hill overlay in the business district here. I think they have a maximum of 100 and, so it's 99 square feet on that one wall. It's calculated per wall.
So they have 146 square feet on the main wall, which is fronting the 23rd Street. And then the side wall, I think the wall is only 26 or 27 feet long, which is why it comes up to 99 square feet, is the maximum allowed area for coverage.
But just to clarify, they're not using up all their wall signage allowance, which is not that uncommon, because it's a very generous wall sign allowance, so it's 1/3 of the wall. So what they're proposing is a 7 by 10 foot piece on the wall facing 23rd Street, and along the little alley side, a little bit larger, as JD has shown here. So.
Well, it looks like a nice improvement either way. I just wanted to clarify that, so thank you.
I do have a question. This is they're trying to get this through now for the approval on it, but there's going to be a contest for the content of what the murals are going to be. So does this come back through us again when that content is chosen, or is it just a given that they can put it up once it's?
So actually, yes, we're trying here to approve the area, and I think yes, I think the mural on the main wall is almost fixed. Is going to be one of them, and the mural on the 99 square feet or the side wall is not sure, because that's a drawing that they received from one of the artists, but they are floating a competition for it, and based on that, it may have few changes. So
Okay.
yeah.
But do they have to come back through for approval on that
No.
art? No.
No.
Okay.
Not unless you require them to come back through for approval. I think they have a theme that they're going with, and so they would like consideration of that. Is it a space theme?
Yes.
Okay.
That they have, and have they said anything else about they'll make sure that it's appropriate and not, inappropriate content?
Yep. Those champagne bottles that you see is going to be gaming controllers. So
Okay.
yeah. Just,
So if you're comfortable with that, given that they're going to have a competition, if you're all comfortable with that, then.
No, I think it's a good idea that they're doing it that way. I just didn't know if there was any restrictions or requirements once that's chosen, because I know multiple times art has come through this board, which is always sometimes I question our art approval when we're not a,
Not artists?
yeah, or a governing body of artists, yeah.
So I think it's more the placement and the location. Is it appropriate size? And, if there's something particular about a building, you don't want it to be over certain elements or hide some architectural feature or something. So it's just an overview of making sure that it's not somehow harming the building itself, I think, is the purview.
Yeah, and looks like they're intending to paint the brick then that's there.
Well, as Kyle said, great vast improvement. I would move to approve.
Second.
Who was second?
I think we did it at the same time. You can have it.
Rock, paper, scissors.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any more further discussion on this? Then that's a roll call vote, please.
Saul,
Aye.
Moser,
Aye.
Lynch,
Aye.
Larson,
Aye.
Holst,
Aye.
Hartley.
Aye. That motion carries, and we'll move on to council. Next agenda item is College Hill Neighborhood Overlay Design Review for a new garage.
Yes.
And JD has this one.
Yes, I
You're
do have this
popular
one
tonight.
too. Yes. So this is another request for College Hill Design Review for a new garage. I think one of them was reviewed by you guys at our last meeting. This is another request at 924 West 19th Street. So yes, this is almost, I think it's on the corner of 19th and College. It's in close proximity, this property. The property currently doesn't have a garage. They only have a driveway, which is sufficient for them to park cars. And I think it's a three-bedroom single-family unit built in 1912. So the project proposal is basically to build a 16 by 32 feet garage, a detached garage, and extend a portion of driveway, which will be about 10 feet. So that's the proposal. And again, the reason why we are reviewing this is because it triggers, it falls under substantial improvement under College Hill neighborhood design guidelines, and which requires review by planning and zoning and city council. As I said, the idea is to propose the garage, which will be located 2 feet from the side property line, and will be about 70 feet recessed from the front line of the principal structure, and will have about 14 feet. Will be about 14 feet in height, which all lines up with the regulations. The garage will be sided with the LP Smart siding, and will have a black asphalt roofing material. The siding will be painted to match the existing color of the house, which is light blue or sky. And the proposed detached garage will be recessed, and most of the garages in this neighborhood or in the immediate block are recessed garages, so it will be similar to those. And so this will be similar in character of those detached structures in the neighborhood. And also comparing the size and the scale, this will be also similar to the other garages in the neighborhood. And it's a single stall garage. I think part of the garage will be used as a workshop area as well by the owner. So overall, it meets our setback regulations, height regulations, and detached garage regulations. It matches the principal structure. So with that, city staff recommends approval of the application with any comments and direction from Planning and Zoning Commission, and confirming to city staff recommendations. Thank you.
All right, thank you, JD. Is the applicant here to speak on the item tonight? I'm here. Come up, yes, name and address for the record, please.
David Schechterly, 924 West 19th Street, Cedar Falls.
Okay.
And I just wanted to say that I wanted to try to get it to match the house as much as possible, and try to match the peak of the house and the same height in terms of that, but it'll be much, since it drops down to the back of the property, we will end up creating an angled driveway that will go down to it, and then the water will go onto our property from there into our backyard. Also, just wanted to, as a side comment, I'm looking forward to the day when we go back through all of the ordinances for College Hill overlay, so that we don't have to go through quite so many steps, neither for the city to have to make so much work of it, or that it has to go through P&Z and then back to city council again. And that would be the only comment that I have.
Okay, thank you very much. Anyone from the public to speak to this, which I see none. Bring it back to the council for discussion. commission for discussion, please.
So Dave, you need a place to go when your wife kicks you out of the house?
Yes, it is.
Okay. just
You know,
checking.
stop over anytime you're walking around the neighborhood.
Well, I was going to say, it's
I
a
have
nice,
some cold beer in the fridge in the back, you know. I need a studio area to work.
it's a nice addition to our neighborhood, so I'm pleased to see that.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what creatively is going to come out of that workshop.
Yeah, so am I.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what it'll be.
I would move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. Any further discussion on this item? I see none. Roll call vote, please.
Saul,
Aye.
Moser,
Aye.
Lynch,
Aye.
Larson,
Aye.
Holst,
Aye.
Hartley.
Aye.
Okay, that
So
motion
that is
carries.
approved and moves on to council. Next agenda item is commission updates. Is there commission updates tonight?
I think the only update I have is to say thank you so much, Leanne, for all your service to the Planning and Zoning Commission and to the community.
Thanks for the opportunity. I loved it, so sorry to say goodbye, but if I'm not going to be here, I can't serve.
Leanne's moving to Florida, and
Well, I'm just going to spend my winters in Florida, so,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I've enjoyed it and learned a lot, so appreciate it.
It's not even winter yet, Leanne.
It's getting close.
Thanks, Leanne.
Yeah.
I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved. Thank you.
I do have a question. I had a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dang, Kyle.
It came up about the extra hoops to jump through, so-called, and the College Hill Overlay District, and eventually the rezoning. What is the status of that as we sit today?
well, I think the council, and of course, they're coming up on their goal-setting session, so they'll probably be discussing it again. But I think at their last year, when they had goal-setting, they had talked about wanting to get finished with reviewing the downtown code and any further changes they wanted for that before they would move on to College Hill. So it's really kind of up to council to give the direction on, you know, when to move forward with College Hill.
So do I understand that maybe the College Hill rezoning is in or the new zoning ordinance for College Hill area is maybe in a holding pattern until we get through some of these parking discussions, or what is the takeaway from that?
Well, I think that is a question for council, of course, how quickly they want to move forward with College Hill. But it's likely to come up again I think they're having the goal setting in November like they typically do. And
Right.
so stay tuned for their direction.
All right, well, that would be great. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We had a motion. Do we have a second for adjournment?
I'll second now.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed? All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Have a good evening.